Ooh. I am low on fuel. Very low. All right, to the gas station. Ooh, man. It is warm. Ooh. Need some Go Juice. That dude needs a new starter. I gotta get some drink from my baby here, and then I get to go get some drinks with my baby. Get to go to the old people place, the Elks Lodge in Sun City. All right, $15. That's outrageous. All right. Oh, this bike is a menace. Disturbing the peace, baby. Alright, so eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Alright, we're turning right. Oh man, a gin and tonic sounds so good right now. Ow, my butt hurts. I try not to be a dickhead. Could be, especially with a full tank of gas. Oh man. Had a guy ask me earlier today, how can you ride in this heat? It's like 105 degrees out. It's not like 105. First, it's 110. So, shut the fuck up, old man. Get your facts straight. And how I ride in heat like this is very, very simple. It was a lot cooler this morning. And I greatly underestimated what the temperature was going to be today. Mainly because, you got these apps that tell you one thing, and it tends not to be the actual truth. So, yeah, that's how. But how I survive is, it's simple. I drink lots and lots of Gatorade and water, but lots of Gatorade because it's not the electrolytes, it's not the sodium and potassium that keep you in good health in the heat. It's the red dye number 40. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, red dye 40. It's good for the growing boy. Okay, and that's based on science, folks. Okay, all right, because they wouldn't give it to us. They wouldn't allow us to consume it in such vast quantities if it wasn't good for you. So yeah, okay, you got to trust the FDA. Trust the FDA. They're only doing what's in the best interest of the people, and not at all ever doing anything for the benefit of huge mega corporations and lobbyists and donors. Okay, so just trust the process. So I mean, and the proof is in the pudding with that. Like, again, red dye number 40, Teflon, like these are all things that are perfectly happy, healthy chemicals, everything that the human body needs and frankly desires. We need the nourishment from all that stuff. So yeah. Whew. Fuck you, son. Jesus. I kid. I've lived out here for a long time. I was born here in the Phoenix area. Spent the majority of my life out here. I did bounce back and forth between here and Ohio for a bit. Spent some time in Oregon and whatnot. But one of the things that always kind of cracks me up is the folks who are like, "Oh, it's so hot." It's like, well, no shit. It's Phoenix. Like. You moved out here during the winter time when it was like, 75 degrees. You think summer was going to be nice and chill too? Come on, dude. It's always something new too with the, you'll see the media like, oh, record whatever for Arizona, for Phoenix area. It's like, it's always bullshit. It's every year it's a record something, right? Like, newsflash. Phoenix is hot in the summertime. Yeah, who would have fucking thought? It's the desert. What a surprise. The desert's hot. It sucks. There's no water. No, I mean, it's a fine enough place. The way I figure it is every place you go, right? Like, it's gonna have a thing, okay? You got, if you go back to the Midwest, you got about 3 months out of the year that are cold as hell, wet, rainy, and all that. You come out here to the Southwest, you get 3 months out of the year that are hot as hell, and you can't do anything outside, on both of them. I mean, well, you can, it's just it sucks to do so. So it's either be freezing or hot. The rest of the year we get a good, oh yeah, it's good for you there, little blondie. Completely unaware of just life. But yeah, you got, everywhere you go, you're gonna have a few months out of the year it just sucks, right? So, Phoenix area, you get about 4 months that are absolutely miserable. Today isn't too bad. Road temps are about 110 degrees. Outside temps about 105. It's not awful. Whee! So, not terrible at all. But it was a few years ago. Or actually, no, I think it was just last year, actually. A few years ago. I have no concept of time. It was just last year. You know, people are freaking out, like oh my god, you know, it's been a record however many days in a row over 110. And yeah, it was over 110 for a lot of days during the summer last year, but it never really went too high above that. Because where some years we'll have 120 degrees out here. So, you know, keep that in mind. If you're thinking about moving to Phoenix, don't. It's hot. It sucks. Okay. You know, the area I moved to is a little bit further out west. It's a nice area, and a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it's like it kind of looks like California. It looks like the Los Angeles, or you know, nicer LA, like Anaheim area and stuff like that. And it kind of does. You know, one of the reasons why I moved out there. It's nice. It's a small community, but the unfortunate side of that is that we have a lot of Californians that are settling out that way. And normally I wouldn't care. You know, you move about where you want to. The problem I have is you get these snooty Californians who have essentially, you know, left their state because they've made it unlivable, right? And these are the same people that are like, you know, want all these, like, you know, EPA regulations and like all these like special, like, oh, don't kill the owls, or you know, the you know, tiger fucking lily lizard of, you know, the west, whatever, you know. They're like, oh, don't do these things, it's terrible. But these are the same people that come to my area and like want to just eradicate all of the pests. And these pests are things like lizards and ground squirrels and stuff like that. It's like, bro, these things have been here longer than you have. You know, you just arrived and you want to come and wipe it out. You know, this is the problem in California, is there's such a lack of like self-awareness with stuff like that. It's like, you know, I'm not a tree hugger by any means, but man, I hate just the fact that these out-of-towners just like, oh, there's a hole in my backyard, how do I kill this thing that made it? All right, well, first off, there are bunnies. Like, we have jackrabbits and stuff, little baby bunnies everywhere. Like I said, ground squirrels. I mean, yeah, there are snakes, but not all of them are rattlesnakes. And even if they are, dude, like, leave them alone. Like, the chances of you getting bit by a rattlesnake, you know, just because you're walking by enjoying your day, are very, very low. You don't have to go out of your way to kill them, you know. And there's like, you know, they throw down these glue traps, and they trap these little bunnies and these field mice and these small little animals, and they end up starving to death. It's just, it's inhumane. And then they decide, oh, okay, instead of doing the glue trap, we're gonna do poison. Well, guess what happens? You know, these mice, these rabbits, they eat these poisons, right? And then they get eaten by a bird, or they get eaten by somebody's dog, or a cat, or something like that, or a bobcat, and they kill a bobcat. Like, dude, just leave them alone. You know, like, okay, I get it. Like, you don't like living in the desert. You don't like the wilderness. Well, go back to your city, or move further into the city. You know, either way. So yeah, that's my little rant for the day. Newsflash: Phoenix is hot. We have wild animals. Some of them aren't very cuddly. So yeah. Go back to California. Here I am. I am here. I've arrived at the Old People Bar in Sun City. Yeah. Gonna go have a drink with my baby. You know, because I like them old. That's not true. She's a bartender here. She's a bartender. She's not an old lady. I'm not big into the old ladies. But anyway, that's my rant.